In the hushed grandeur of St. Mary's Cathedral in downtown Chicago, Emily Harper stood at the altar, her white gown shimmering under the stained glass light, vowing eternal love to her fiancé Mark. But as the priest intoned the sacred words, a little girl in a frilly pink dress burst through the side door, tears streaming down her face, clutching a crumpled note. "Please, Aunt Emily, don't marry him. Marry Aunt Sarah instead," she cried, her voice echoing like a thunderclap, freezing the congregation in stunned silence. The gasp that rippled through the pews was like a wave crashing against Emily's resolve. Mark's face drained of color, his hand tightening on hers until it hurt. Emily's mother, seated in the front row, clutched her pearls, her eyes wide with horror, while Sarah, Emily's best friend and secret lover, sat a few rows back, her knuckles white as she gripped the bench, fighting the urge to flee. Chaos erupted in whispers that grew into murmurs. Emily's father stood up, his face red with fury, demanding the child be removed. But the damage was done. The note the girl held was one Emily had written to Sarah years ago, a confession of love she'd thought long destroyed. How had it ended up in her niece's hands? Emily's mind raced back to the previous night, when her sister had rummaged through old boxes in the family home, perhaps uncovering secrets better left buried. Emily pulled her hand from Mark's and turned to the girl, her niece Lily, who looked up with innocent eyes. "Lily, honey, what are you doing?" Emily whispered, kneeling despite the layers of tulle. Lily thrust the note forward. "I found this in Mommy's attic. It says you love Aunt Sarah more than anyone. Why are you marrying Uncle Mark if you don't love him?" The priest cleared his throat, trying to regain control, but Mark stepped back, his voice breaking. "Emily? Is this true?" The question hung in the air, heavy with accusation. Emily glanced at Sarah, whose eyes pleaded for silence, for the charade to continue. But the truth, like a dam breaking, flooded Emily's thoughts. For years she buried her feelings, convinced by her conservative family that a normal life meant marriage to a man, a house in the suburbs, children. Sarah had been her college roommate, her confidant, and eventually her everything in stolen moments. As ushers escorted Lily away, Emily's mother approached, her voice a harsh whisper. "This is nonsense. Apologize to Mark and let's proceed." But Emily couldn't. She straightened, facing the crowd. I can't do this." The words escaped before she could stop them. Mark's betrayal flashed in his eyes. Not just romantic, but the humiliation in front of 200 guests. He stormed off the altar, leaving Emily alone under the judgmental gaze of family and friends. Sarah rose quietly, slipping out a side exit, her heart pounding. She'd always known this day might come, but not like this. Their relationship had started innocently enough, late-night talks in dorm rooms turning into something deeper. But Emily's family, devout Catholics from a tight-knit Illinois community, would never accept it. Sarah, from a more liberal background in New York, had pushed for honesty, but Emily's fear of rejection had kept them hidden. Back at the reception hall turned crisis center, Emily confronted her sister, Rebecca. "How could you let Lily see that?" Emily demanded, her voice trembling. Rebecca crossed her arms. "I didn't. She must have found it herself." "But Emily, what were you thinking? Writing love letters to another woman? This isn't you." The accusation stung. Rebecca, older and always the perfect daughter, had married young, had kids, followed the script. Emily had tried to do the same, dating Mark for 3 years, accepting his proposal under parental pressure. Mark, meanwhile, sat in a corner with his brothers, nursing a drink. "I knew something was off," he muttered. "The way she looked at Sarah. I thought it was just friendship." His brother clapped him on the back. "Dodged a bullet, man." But the family's embarrassed. Dad's furious. The Harpers and the Thompsons, Mark's family, had merged businesses. This wedding was more than love, it was an alliance. Sarah texted Emily from her car. "We need to talk. Meet me at our spot." Their spot was a quiet bench in Grant Park, overlooking Lake Michigan, where they'd shared their first kiss. Emily arrived, still in her wedding dress, drawing stares from passers-by. Sarah was there, wrapped in a coat against the autumn chill. "What now?" Sarah asked, her voice steady but eyes betraying fear. Emily collapsed beside her. "I don't know. Everything's ruined." They talked for hours, reliving the past. How Emily's parents had subtly steered her away from those kinds in high school, how coming out would mean disinheritance, loss of her job at the family firm. Sarah, a teacher, had her own stakes. Her school in a conservative district might fire her if word spread. As night fell, Emily's phone buzzed with messages. Her father demanding she come home. Mark's ultimatum to explain or end it. She chose to stay with Sarah that night, in a cheap motel, the first time they'd been open about their love without fear of discovery. But freedom came at a cost. The next morning, headlines in local gossip blogs screamed about the wedding fiasco, painting Emily as deceitful. Rebecca called, voice laced with anger. Mom's in the hospital with chest pains. This stress is killing her. Fix this, Emily. Guilt gnawed at Emily. Was her happiness worth her mother's health? She visited the hospital, where her parents waited. Her father, stern and unyielding, said, "You've shamed us. If you choose this path, you're no longer our daughter." The words cut deep, echoing years of conditional love. Sarah, facing her own family, found support from her progressive parents, but at work, whispers started. A colleague pulled her aside. "Is it true? About you and the bride?" Denial was her only option, but lies weighed heavy. Over the following weeks, Emily moved in with Sarah, but tension built. Mark sued for reimbursement of wedding costs, turning personal betrayal into legal battle. Emily's job was on the line. Her boss, a family friend, hinted at resignation. Friends divided. Some supported, others ghosted. One night, after a heated argument about finances, Emily snapped. "Maybe we should end this. It's destroying everything." Sarah's face crumpled. "Is that what you want? After all this?" The question forced Emily to confront her indecision. She chose to fight, but the price was steep, therapy sessions revealing deep-seated shame, family estrangement. Lily, confused by the adult's anger, asked her mother why Aunt Emily couldn't love Aunt Sarah. Rebecca, torn between loyalty and love for her sister, began questioning her own beliefs. A small crack in the family's facade. As Thanksgiving approached, Emily extended an olive branch, inviting her parents to dinner. They declined, but Rebecca came with Lily. "I'm trying to understand," Rebecca said. It was a start, but the road ahead was fraught with more confrontations. The holiday season amplified the fractures in Emily's life. Christmas lights twinkled mockingly on Michigan Avenue as she walked alone. Sarah at a staff party where she pretended to be single. The pretense was exhausting, a constant reminder of the societal tightrope they walked. Emily's therapy sessions delved deeper, uncovering how her upbringing in a homogeneous suburb had instilled a fear of difference. "You're not broken," her therapist said, but the words felt hollow against the real-world backlash. At work, the axe fell. Her boss called her in. "Emily, the board feels your personal life is distracting. We're letting you go." The severance was generous, but the humiliation burned. Job hunting in Chicago's competitive market, with rumors swirling, proved brutal. Interviews started strong, then faltered when references hinted at instability. Sarah faced her own trials. A parent complained to the principal about inappropriate influences, citing the wedding scandal. An investigation loomed, threatening her career. "I love teaching," Sarah confided to Emily one night, tears in her eyes. "But if I lose this, what then?" Emily held her, whispering assurances, but doubt crept in. Was their love worth professional ruin? Mark's lawsuit escalated. In mediation, he demanded repayment for the venue, flowers, everything. "You lied to me," he accused, eyes cold. Emily apologized, but it rang empty. The settlement drained their savings, forcing them to downsize to a cramped apartment in a less desirable neighborhood. Neighbors stared, whispers followed. Rebecca became an unlikely ally. After a heart-to-heart with Lily, who missed her aunt, Rebecca researched LGBTQ+ resources. "I was wrong," she admitted over coffee. "I thought it was a phase." But her support came with caveats. She urged Emily to reconcile with their parents slowly. Emily's father, however, dug in. At a family gathering she wasn't invited to, he declared her lost to sin. Her mother, recovering from her health scare, sent a letter. "I pray for you daily." The passive aggression stung more than outright rejection. A turning point came when Sarah's school cleared her, but with a warning to keep personal matters private. Emboldened, Sarah suggested they attend a pride event, but Emily hesitated. "I'm not ready for that." The disagreement sparked their first major fight. "You're ashamed of us," Sarah yelled. Emily denied it, but deep down she knew it was true. Seeking solace, Emily reached out to an old college friend, Mia, who was openly gay. Mia listened, then challenged. "You can't half-live this. Choose fully or lose everything." Inspired, Emily applied for jobs in more inclusive companies, landing an interview at a progressive firm. But betrayal lurked. Mark, bitter, leaked details to a local conservative blog. The post went viral in their circles, labeling Emily a homewrecker and Sarah a predator. Hate mail arrived, anonymous calls at night. Sarah's school revisited the complaint, suspending her pending review. In desperation, Emily confronted Mark at his office. "Why? We were friends once." He leaned back. "You destroyed my life. Fair's fair." The encounter left her shaken, questioning if revenge was inevitable. Rebecca intervened, talking to Mark privately. As Emily's sister and his former friend, she appealed to his better nature. "She's suffering enough." Mark relented slightly, but the damage lingered. As winter thawed into spring, Emily and Sarah attended couples counseling. Sessions revealed resentments. Emily's indecision, Sarah's impatience. They recommitted, but the strain showed. Lily's birthday party became a battleground. Invited by Rebecca, Emily arrived with Sarah. Their parents were there, unaware. The confrontation was explosive. Her father stormed out, mother in tears. "How dare you bring her here?" But Lily hugged them both, oblivious to the tension. Post-party, Emily's mother called. "I miss my daughter." A fragile bridge, but crossing it meant concessions. Emily agreed to family therapy, but insisted on including Sarah. The sessions were grueling. Her father cited Bible verses, therapist gently redirecting. Revelations emerged. His own brother's hidden sexuality, suppressed by family. Cracks in his armor appeared. Meanwhile, Sarah's suspension lifted, but with probation. She considered relocating, but Emily refused to run. A job offer came for Emily in San Francisco, better pay. Accepting environment. But it meant leaving family. The decision loomed. Stay and fight, or start anew. The cross-country move debate consumed Emily and Sarah's evenings. San Francisco promised freedom, vibrant queer community, progressive laws. But uprooting meant abandoning reconciliation efforts. "We could be ourselves there," Sarah argued, eyes alight with hope. Emily wavered, picturing her niece growing up without her. Her mother's tentative outreach severed. Family therapy progressed unevenly. In one session, her father admitted fear. "I don't want to lose you, but this goes against everything I believe." Emily responded, "Love isn't a sin, Dad." Tears flowed, a breakthrough, but he stopped short of acceptance. Her mother bridged gaps, sharing stories of her youth's rebellions. At work, Sarah navigated probation cautiously. A supportive colleague organized a diversity workshop, subtly bolstering her position. But whispers persisted, eroding her confidence. Mark moved on, dating someone new. He dropped the remaining claims, a small mercy. But social circles remained divided. Mutual friends chose sides, leaving Emily isolated. Rebecca hosted a neutral ground dinner. Emily and Sarah attended, tense but hopeful. Conversation skirted controversy until Lily asked, "Are you married now?" Laughter broke the ice, but her father changed the subject. Post-dinner, Emily's parents lingered. Her mother hugged Sarah awkwardly. "You're important to Emily." A whisper of progress. But external pressures mounted. A conservative group picketed Sarah's school, citing the blog post. Media attention swelled. Local news interviewing protesters. Sarah's principal advised resignation to avoid scandal. Devastated, Sarah confided in Emily. "I can't fight this forever." Emily, fueled by anger, contacted a lawyer friend. They filed a defamation suit against the blog, turning defense into offense. The legal battle invigorated them. Discovery revealed Mark's involvement. He settled out of court, apologizing formally. Vindication tasted sweet, but the toll was emotional exhaustion. As summer hit, Emily declined the San Francisco job, choosing to stay. We build our life here. Sarah agreed, grateful. Reconciliation hit a snag when Emily's cousin's wedding approached. Invited sans Sarah, Emily declined. It's both or neither. Her aunt called, pleading family unity, but Emily stood firm. The standoff forced her parents to choose. They attended alone, but afterward her father emailed, "I respect your decision." A milestone. Sarah proposed a commitment ceremony, private, symbolic. Emily accepted, planning it in Grant Park. Invites went to allies. Rebecca, Lily, Mia. The day arrived, sunny and serene. Vows exchanged under blooming trees. Rings slipped on fingers. Joy mingled with absence, parents not there. Post-ceremony, a surprise. Her mother showed, alone. I couldn't miss it. Hugs, tears. Her father sent a card. Thinking of you. But happiness was short-lived. Sarah's school contract wasn't renewed, citing budget cuts. Code for controversy. Jobless, she spiraled into depression. Emily supported her, taking extra freelance work. Their bond strengthened through adversity, but resentment brewed. If I'd stayed hidden. Emily trailed. A job lead for Sarah in a liberal suburb emerged. She interviewed, aced it. But it required commuting, straining finances. Family dynamics shifted. Rebecca advocated openly, hosting inclusive events. Lily's questions educated the family subtly. Yet deeper conflicts arose. Emily discovered Sarah had confided in an ex, seeking advice. Jealousy flared. You don't trust me? Sarah countered. You're still half in the closet. The argument escalated, words like daggers. Maybe we rushed this, Sarah said. Emily stormed out, wandering Chicago's streets, questioning everything. She ended up at her parents' door. Her father answered, surprised. They talked till dawn, him sharing his brother's story. Suicide after denial. I don't want that for you. Dawn brought understanding. Returning home, Emily apologized. They recommitted, vowing transparency. As fall neared, Sarah started her new job, thriving. Emily freelanced successfully, building a portfolio. But a final test loomed, Thanksgiving. Invited as a couple, they accepted. Thanksgiving dinner at Rebecca's house was a powder keg disguised as festivity. Turkey roasted, pies baked, but undercurrents of tension simmered. Emily and Sarah arrived hand in hand, greeted warmly by Rebecca and Lily. Her parents were there, polite but distant. Small talk flowed until politics arose. A news story on same-sex marriage bans in other states. Her father grumbled. Government overreach. Emily bit her tongue, but Sarah engaged calmly. It's about equality. The debate heated, her father citing tradition. Sarah countering with rights. Rebecca mediated, changing topics, but the air thickened. After dinner in the kitchen, her mother pulled Emily aside. He's trying, give him time. Emily nodded, but frustration mounted. Later, alone with her father in the study, words spilled. Why can't you accept us? He sighed. It's hard changing lifelong beliefs. Vulnerability showed. Fear of judgment from his church friends. The evening ended without explosion. A quiet victory. Driving home, Sarah said. Progress. But winter brought new storms. Emily's freelance client, influenced by rumors, pulled a contract. Financial strain peaked. Bills piled up. Sarah suggested Emily come out publicly, perhaps via a blog post. Own the narrative. Emily hesitated, fearing more backlash, but agreed. The post, titled My Truth, detailed her journey, garnering support from unexpected quarters, old classmates, distant relatives. Hate comments came too, but allies outnumbered. A local LGBTQ+ group reached out, offering resources. Her parents read it. Her mother called, supportive. Father silent. Then a betrayal from within. Mia, the college friend, shared private details in a podcast, sensationalizing for clicks. Emily felt exposed, trust shattered. Confronting Mia, she learned it was for awareness. No excuse, Emily retorted, ending the friendship. The incident deepened Emily's caution, but Sarah pushed forward. They volunteered at a pride center, finding community. Spring brought renewal. Sarah's career stabilized. Emily started a new job at an inclusive agency. Family Easter. Her father asked Sarah about her work. Genuine interest. A thaw. But moral dilemmas persisted. Lily's school play Emily and Sarah attended. A parent recognized them, complained. The principal dismissed it, but it highlighted ongoing prejudice. Emily pondered. Was visibility worth the risk to innocents like Lily? A crisis hit when her mother fell ill again, stress-related. Blame fell on Emily indirectly. Guilt resurfaced. Hospital visits forced interactions. Her father confided. She's worried about you. Emily replied. Then accept me. Recovery brought change. Her mother insisted on family outings including Sarah. Summer vacation. A cabin trip. Awkward at first, but shared activities bonded them. Lily's innocence bridged gaps. One night by the fire, her father said, "I'm proud of you, Emily." It took courage. Tears flowed, acceptance dawned. But not without cost. Church friends distanced, he lost a golf buddy. Worth it, he said. Sarah and Emily celebrated privately, but shadows lingered. Had they sacrificed too much? With acceptance came complacency's trap. Emily's new job demanded long hours, straining their relationship. Sarah felt neglected, voicing concerns. We're finally free, but you're absent. Emily promised change, but deadlines loomed. A promotion opportunity arose, requiring relocation to New York temporarily. It's short-term, she assured. Sarah acquiesced, but loneliness set in. She reconnected with old friends, including an ex-colleague who flirted subtly. Emily noticed during video calls. Who's that? Jealousy brewed. Upon return, tension exploded. Sarah admitted emotional closeness, not physical. I was lonely. Betrayal stung. Emily questioned trust. Counseling resumed. Revelations. Both harbored fears of abandonment. Rebuilding took effort. They planned a real vacation, just them rekindling spark. Family-wise, integration deepened. Her parents hosted dinners, including Sarah in traditions. But societal backlash persisted. A local election brought anti-LGBTQ rhetoric. Protests ensued. Emily joined, her father watched from afar, conflicted. He attended one rally, silently supporting. A quiet act of solidarity. Lily grew, asking deeper questions. Rebecca educated her, fostering allyship. Yet moral quandaries arose. Emily's firm took a controversial client, conservative. She quit in protest, jobless again. The decision empowered, but finances suffered. Sarah supported. Principles matter. A new opportunity. Starting a consulting firm for LGBTQ+ businesses. Risky but fulfilling. Launch day, family attended. Her father invested seed money. Believe in you. Success built slowly but steadily. As years passed, wait. Condensing time, 2 years post-wedding fiasco, reflections hit. Anniversary of the disrupted wedding. Emily and Sarah renewed vows publicly, inviting all. Mark attended with his new wife, offering closure. Happy for you. Her parents danced, fully embracing. But not all healed. Distant relatives shunned. Some wounds permanent. Emily pondered the journey. Lies unraveled, truths liberated, but at what price? The consulting firm thrived, Emily at the helm, Sarah as partner. Clients poured in, drawn to their story of resilience. Media interviews followed, turning personal pain into advocacy. But advocacy invited scrutiny. A conservative talk show ambushed Emily, questioning her influence on youth. She held firm. Love is love. Backlash. Online trolls, threats. They hired security briefly. Family stood by. Her father debated church friends, defending her. Rebecca's marriage strained under similar reflections. She divorced, seeking authenticity. Lily, now older, came out as questioning. Emily guided her a full circle. Yet doubts lingered. Had Emily's choices selfishly upended lives? Mark's initial pain, her mother's health scares, Sarah's career hits. In quiet moments, Emily journaled, weighing gains against losses. A major client deal. Representing a national LGBTQ+ organization. Success validated sacrifices. But a personal crisis. Sarah's health scare, stress-induced. Doctors advised balance. Emily scaled back, prioritizing life. Thanksgiving again. Full circle harmonious. Toasts to growth. As the evening wound down, Emily raised a glass. To choices right or wrong. Later, alone with Sarah, she whispered, "Was it worth it?" Sarah smiled. "Every scar." The story closed on a reflective note. Lives forever altered by one disrupted vow. But in the end, was forcing truth upon a reluctant world a moral victory, or an act of reckless selfishness that demanded too high a price from those unprepared to pay it?